Hey, it's Kevin back with another episode of Kev TV, the video podcast, the video blog, if you will. And today's topic, the pursuit of perfection, well, is not only, I don't want to say my life, my mantra, but something I've been dealing with my entire life. But more importantly, when it came to the video podcast, it was something I thought about there. If you noticed today, and if you've gone back to the last couple, while I'd taken almost a couple of years off from the video podcast, I did three last week. And I've probably done maybe five in the last 2 or 3 years after doing a whole 140 podcast in the span of about 6 months or so. And I finally said the day to day wasn't going to work, so I took some time off. And in that interim, the influx of iPads, the influx of more iPhones, of Android phones, the importance of videos on smartphones has changed so much. Well, I wasn't happy with what we were putting out. I wasn't happy with the video quality. I wasn't happy with the audio quality specifically. And coming from a radio background, the audio on the last three was just a nightmare. And I had a very expensive microphone and a very expensive attachment that hooks it into my computer. So I did some more digging and found out that, well, surprisingly enough, the 3-year-old video camera I had wasn't good enough. I needed the latest model because I had an updated computer and they weren't playing well together, and round and round it goes. But in the pursuit of perfection, we're now in 1080 HD. You get to see my ugly mug, even uglier than ever before. Luckily, it didn't put 10 pounds on me. I pretty much look what I weigh. But I think the pursuit of perfection is something that, well, I've always struggled with no matter what I do, that constant want to be perfect. And I'll be honest with you, I'm still going to critique this, and I've done 30 trials today, and then little sound checks and audio checks and video checks and the multiple lights in the room and testing and moving and checking the lights. And again, you can still see the tubs behind me that sit in my office here, which you are in my office. Um, I'll go green screen eventually, I'm sure, just to make it look cooler, just to make it look better. Hopefully, the content is what's most important, but you go from the video to the audio and then to the accessories. But more importantly, when it comes down to it, the content's got to be important. And I think that pursuit of perfection is what's always driven me, which always has frustrated me. And when we came back with doing some video blogs, I knew I had to improve the sound. The sound in the last three was just like nails on chalkboard to me. A little bit hollow, a little bit echoey. Things weren't working well together. This one at least seems to be a little bit better. You tell me. Um, and that's kind of the thing I struggle with. Hopefully, with this video blog, you hate to keep updating the equipment, but as equipment improves, as computers improve, as microphones improve, as lights improve, you've got to stay up to date. In the end, does it really matter? You got the fat guy talking for 3.5 minutes, and, well, no, it probably doesn't. It's all about the content, but I think that's the way some of us at least, approach life. And there are others who just kind of float through and don't really worry about it. I'm not one of those guys. Pursuing perfection, and I'm a long way from it. I'll never reach it, but we'll work on it. Hopefully the audio's better this time. That'll at least make me sleep better at night. The video definitely improved. More authentic, more realistic, and colors are more dead on. And we'll work on the lighting, and we'll work on the ugly tubs in the background and clean up the background a little bit. Another Kev TV blog, I'm sure, coming real soon. Not every day, but every few days. You can always catch me on a daily update on my audio podcast at themasonminute.com. You can also find that on iTunes, too. And maybe we'll get this video blog up on iTunes as well real soon.